Right, the stables here today in what is a spectacular day here in New South Wales. Jarrod Alchin joins me. Hello, mate.
Yep, Paul, how are you?
Very well. This is brought to you by Llowalong Farms, who have got some great incentives with their $100,000 bonus scheme this year, and I'll have some more on that just at the end of this interview. But firstly, what a beautiful place this is to train horses.
Yeah, no, it's we've been here for about 5 years now, and yeah, we couldn't be happier. We're really happy here, and the horses are happy, and sort of got everything you need here. We've got 3 tracks, and we've got the water walker and treadmills if you need them, and yeah, got walkers, paddocks. Yeah, we're happy here.
Just go through a bit of it, because I went down this morning early, and everyone's allowed to use the main track is open. Like, it's a race day today, so it'll be shut at 9:30 or 11:30 any other time.
Yeah.
So you got that track, you got a jogger track, and then you got a 1,000-metre jog track as well, just out the back of you.
Yeah, with a good hill in it.
Yeah.
So it's got a good hill in it. So, and we've got the sand track down there.
So that's a jogger track, but people are allowed to go around that as well. Is that how it works?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want on it. Gallop, yeah, whatever. We do all our jogging work there. If we want to canter them, it's nice and soft, so we canter them on there. And yeah, like if you've got one jarring up on either other tracks, you just go down the sand and give them a canter, and yeah, go from there.
It's cool. The thing I love, especially here with your stables, is your view. Like, I mean, it's just, you've got the main side of the track, but it must be so good for your horses. They're standing here and they're in the country, if you know what I mean. Like, they're not in the hustle and bustle of the city, but you've got everything.
I honestly think I've got the best barn because of the look we can look over there, and you know, they're not confined to looking into other barns.
Yep.
When I first come here, I'd actually pick the barn up the top to go, because me and Leon Jarrod were the first, or we're the two that have been here the longest. And yeah, and John Dummers, he actually said to me, he said, "You're going to get a better look in that barn." So yeah, I ended up picking this one, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
So
it's got a beautiful feel, and
it can take the horses a little bit to get used to it.
Yep.
With a bit of activity going up and down the roads and that, but once they get used to that, they're fine.
Yeah. I mean, you're in metropolitan Sydney, or provincial Sydney.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's but it is hustle and bustle. But here, it's got a good feel, and I'm probably lucky, I suppose, when it's really hot or really wet, it's probably not as nice. But today, you couldn't get a nicer day. Your team, mate, you must be wrapped one with how they're going, especially your juveniles.
Yeah, no, we're having a sort of good run at the moment. You know, we've got some nice young ones and some nice older horses coming, like they've been coming through too. Like a horse my wife owns just a little bit, like he's going really good at the moment. We just left a few in Queensland that had done a really good job for us, and we left them up there. So yeah, we've got a good mix of horses and got a few nice trotters, and yeah, it's got a happy mix.
So you leave those in Queensland not to come back, or they?
Yeah, that hopefully we could move a few of them on. Yeah, so we left a few up there. So Delightful Dude, Escalera, My Ultimate Star, a few older ones. So yeah, we might move a few on and sell a couple. Just sort of run them through their beam grades up there, which suits them. So they've been really nice horses for us.
Is that a bit of a juggle for you? Like,
yeah, well, my main owner, Tumby Park, they live up there, so they like to race them up there as well. So if we can run them through their being grades, and if they're good enough to come back down here, they can come back, or you know, we just try and work it out like that. We've actually got one in Queensland this week. So
is it their triads?
Yeah. So we got one in there, but yeah, it is a bit of a juggling act, but we enjoy it.
You train, I think you said 24, 25?
We have at the moment, yeah.
Is that it, or is it?
No, we're probably looking to expand, because we've got Tumby Park. We've got so many yearlings this year, so we're just in the process of getting another barn here. So yeah, we'll look to expand a little bit.
To what sort of numbers?
Oh, around the 30 mark. We don't sort of want too many more than that, I'd say, because I like keeping it a little bit smaller. So I'm very hands-on. So yeah. We don't want to get too big. Well, I don't want to get too big. So
because you've got a young family as well. So
yeah,
it's a juggle, isn't it?
Yeah, we have. It's been a struggle at the moment. They've been a bit crook and that, but that's a part and parcel of having kids and the joys of it.
You love going to yearling sales. You've been going really well with the APG sales. You won it last year, I think. Did you?
Yeah.
So you've had a really good run. What attracts you? What attracts all the Alchins really to the babies? What is it?
Oh, I think it's something we've been brought up with. You know, like my grandfather had a lot of young horses, and well, he was a hobbyist. He was a butcher by trade, and then so yeah, he used to just breed a few of his own and break them in, and then when I went and worked for Ray Walker, he had a lot of babies, you know, like we would break anywhere up to 40, 50 in a year, you know, and it's just exciting seeing them come through and seeing them progress. And it's the same now, but like we're having a good run with our babies now, but when we started out, it wasn't so good, you know, probably picking the wrong sorts of horses and probably just had to change my ways a little bit, I think, training out of the barns and that with the babies. And I think we've got a good process now, and hopefully it can keep on continuing.
Is there a bit of advice, like, you know, I think it's one of those, when I started, I remember there were so many great juvenile trainers, if you like. Probably not as many now. I mean, Clayton Tonkin, they're floating around here. They are well and truly the leaders of the pack in Victoria.
Oh, yeah,
but is there like a bit of advice you could give to some people in how to get about these young horses or get them up and going?
I just think too many people try and work them too hard too early.
Yeah.
And I think you just sort of got to let them be horses, you know, like, yeah, they'll tell you when they're ready, you know, like, and I know from experience probably too, just tried to work them a little bit hard, a little bit early, and yeah, it didn't work. So we sort of went back and changed a few things. And
does success make it a bit easier? That when you have winners and you can turn around and say, look, I reckon this one will make, so you can back it off? Like
yeah, definitely. And we've got good staff here, so we can work a fair few of them together, and you know where they're all at, you know. Yeah.
I'm sponsored by Woodlands, and I must say you've had a huge run, especially with the Sweet Loos. You must be wrapped, like the run you're having, especially like I said with some of them Sweet Loo babies.
Yeah, no, we've had a good run with the Sweet Loos. Yeah, I don't know why that is, whether they just click with what I do, I'm not sure. But
did you pick a lot of those, or did Scotty?
Scotty picks a lot of his own. Yeah, he picks a lot of his own.
He's keen on them.
He loves the Sweet Loos, yeah. And like Milderman Backs is probably our best Sweet Loo. Like he won the Simpson Sprint here, and he was going to Queensland for the Derby, but curbed a hock, so he's nearly ready to trial again now. And Milderman Snowy, like he's a really nice horse.
So Baxter and them get aimed at Victoria? Like
yeah, maybe Victoria Derby for Milderman Baxter. We'll just see, because he's New Zealand bred, so there's not a great deal for him. Yep. But yeah, Milderman Snowy will get ready for the British Challenge here in a couple of weeks. Yep, and go from there.
I say about the babies, do you like the older horses? Like,
yeah. No, we love the older horses. It's just you've got to get them through. There's so much money as juveniles, you know, that's where the money is. And then if they can keep progressing, well, yeah, you know, that's you want them horses in your Victoria Cups, your Hunter Cups, your Miracle Miles, your Inter Dominions, and especially if you've picked them out as babies. And we're probably just going through that bunch now, where our best ones are sort of just 3. So we'll see how far they can go. But
they go from there.
I guess now with the flights back going and that to America, we've had plenty of people knocking on the door lately. Yeah. So I don't know whether ours will get that far. But yeah, the money they're sort of floating around. It's sort of very tempting. Not to sell for the owners.
It's one of the juggles, isn't it? Because you're a business.
Yeah, that's right.
But a business that wants to run and earn money but also have fun, I suppose. You still have the love of the industry.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Trotters? You enjoy the trotters?
Yeah, we've got a few nice ones at the moment, so I guess it makes it a lot easier to like them. But I've always loved the trotters. You know, early on when I first started training, I had a nice horse that sort of set me up, really. I bought my first house off him. It's a little horse called Earldom. No star, but just won a few country cups, and he was just a real good little money spinner. I bought my first house off him, so the love for the trotter come after that, I guess. And I've got a lot of time for a couple of trotters I've got at the moment. Doff Your Cap, I think he's going to be like well above average. I took him to Queensland, and he won his first heat up there, and then he got a bit sick on me and sort of just struggled a bit with sickness with him up there. And then I thought I had him right in the final, the Group 1 race up there, and he got him behind Tough Monarch, and sort of he didn't end up getting out. So I think he'll come back a real nice horse. And we just bought another one called Regal Attire. Yep. Come from Mark Purden, and he'll trial next week. He seems to be a nice horse as well.
Yeah, so you'd have love, and like the brother, he makes it a little bit easier with horses like Tough Monarch.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But now he has the younger ones coming through. But yeah, I think it's great. It's probably one thing that has lacked, I reckon, in Sydney for a long time is the trotters. You've always had good trotters, but it's that middle road, if you like, and even definitely the juveniles, whereas it's definitely changing now.
No, that's right. I think, like you can only see here most Tuesdays, there's 2 and 3 trot races. And yeah, we've got a trot race every Saturday night, and I think more people are getting involved now, and especially through our young ones. Like our 2-year-old races this year, they were having full fields in our 2-year-old races. So it just goes to show that people are breeding more and buying more babies.
Does the sport still excite you?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't do it if it didn't.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes a lot of us probably get caught in it and think.
Yeah, I think
it's a bit
sometimes
of a hamster wheel. You keep going round and round.
Well, I think it is at times. You know, when you're having big days, long days, and you got to get up and do it again the next morning. You know, sometimes you probably question why we do it, but then you come out the next day and get a winner, and you spark back up again. But like if I didn't do it, if I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. That's for sure.
As a Victorian, it's one of the things we find different. You guys here, your race horses don't race them half as much as us. And I know sometimes talking to you guys, you're like, oh, it's good that you race every day and you race everywhere. Here, not being able to go must be great for a family.
Yeah, I enjoy not being at the races every day, especially now I've got a young family. I like someone like Robbie Morris. Like I just take my hat off to him because I just don't know how he does it. Like their race, that he'll travel to all the meetings, and it's a lot of travel with a young family. So it's it'd be tough, you know, when you got a young family. But me personally, I try not to go to all the meetings because I like to spend time with my family when they're so young, you know what I mean? And it's hard on Steph too because she works, and so yeah, we try and juggle it all in, and it's all good.
Get it all to work. What are your goals? Win a premiership, or is that?
Oh no, I don't. No, not so much win premierships because I don't want to get that big. Yep. You know, I want to keep smaller, but just like I pride myself on our strike rate. We've got a terrific strike rate, and you know, just get our babies through and sort of win these races that like. The nutrient races and the APG races, and then go on, you know, your British Challenge and your Oaks and your Victorian Derbies and Oaks, and you know, I thought we had a terrific chance of winning the New South Wales Oaks this year and just got beat. So, but yeah, they're the races that you want to win. You know, I'm not into wanting to win premierships or anything like that because I don't personally want to get that big. But like just as long as our horses are competitive in any race that they contest, whether it be a Group 1 or whether it be up to rating 48, you know, as long as they're competitive, that's all I can ask for.
Don't sell yourself short too. You ran second in an Oaks. Like, you know, I think that's one of the things that we do wrong in our industry sometimes is, we didn't win it, but you know, Group 1 placed, and effectively the second best filly in the state. So you know, like I think that's always something you're going to really hang hat on.
I think we won a few Group 1s, but I reckon we're only talking the other day. I reckon we ran 3 seconds in Group 1s, and you just think, if only. But yeah, you know, like it makes you want to work harder. You know, so to run second, you got to work harder. You want to win them races. Although it's good to run second, you want to be winning them races. So you just work a little bit harder.
So a Victorian horse getting scared of a camera. That's quite funny. And he's had the camera on him a few times. That bloke. Don't worry about that. If people want to get involved with the stable, mate, you're still open for more owners.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you know, like we're always open for owners. But as I said, we don't want to get too big because I think the little things can get missed, and we like that. We've got a terrific staff here, and we just want to keep it relatively small, you know, like 30, 35 is not small, you know what I mean, but it's very manageable for the amount of staff that we've got, and that's all you can ask for.
Mate, thank you very much. As I said, this has proudly brought to you by Llowalong Farms. This was meant to have stayed open for me. People will see that I'm reading it off my phone, but they're actually standing Century Pharaoh. Canadian Horse of the Year as a 3-year-old. He won $1.5 million in stakes, and he is standing his first season, son of Mac 3, at Llowalong Farms. Thank you very much to Llowalong Farms for helping me bring these to you, the stable. Thank you very much, mate.
No worries. Thank you.
Look forward to catching up with you again.
Yeah, definitely.